What is up, Fins fans, and welcome to Fins Temporal Focus, where the Dolphins just got embarrassed by the Cincinnati Bengals 45-21. And we're going to get into this. We'll go ahead and I'll start with some stats. We'll start with the Dolphins. Quinn Ewers, which we will get into Quinn Ewers. He did not have a bad game, especially for a rookie. His very first start, he was 20 of 30, 260 yards, no touchdowns, and two really bad picks where people are already making excuses for those picks. I can't do that. I think they were both really bad throws. So I didn't do it for Tua. I'm not doing it for Quinn Ewers. Those were bad picks. Both of them. But we'll get into that. Devon Achane, 15 carries, 81 yards, 5.4 yards a carry, and the long touchdown that gave Dolphins fans hope. He also did have a catch. Jalen Wright, 9 carries, 35 yards, 3.9 average, and of course the garbage time touchdown when the game was over and done with. Malik Washington also a 9-yard touchdown run. Jalen Waddle, 5 catches for 72 yards. Greg Dulcich, 3 catches for 46 yards, and of course the fumble. And then Darren Waller, who did play very well in the first half, 3 grabs for 40 yards. Actually seemed like more, but no. He did have a great catch and then reached the ball out. It was a great catch. I believe it was either late in the first or early in the second. Jordan Brooks, 5 tackles, 9 assists, so he is still on his pace of leading the league in tackles. Tyrell Dodson, 5 tackles, 3 assists. The Dolphins did have 2 sacks. Zach Sealer with 1 of those, and then Kenneth Grant and Chop Robinson combining for a sack as well. And then Jake Bailey, I do want to make mention again because people gave Jake Bailey a lot of trash over the last year or so, and he has had some really, really good games. Today was one of them. He did have a good day. 2 punts inside the 20 and a beautiful end of the half punt inside the 5. And he was completely outshined by Cincinnati's Ryan Ricow, I guess is the way you pronounce it. That's the way I'm saying it, Ricow. He only punted the ball 4 times, all 4 of them inside the 20 and 2 of them inside the 5. He had a game as a punter. Then you look at Joe Burrow, just doing Joe Burrow things, 25 of 32, 309 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Chase Brown, he was the MVP of this game for the Bengals. 12 carries, 66 yards, 5.5 yard average, and a touchdown. He also had 2 receiving touchdowns, 4 catches, 43 yards. Sam J. Pernine, I believe is the way you pronounce his name, Pernine. 7 carries, 25 yards, 3.6 yard average, and a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 9 catches, 109 yards. Higgins, 3 for 53 yards, and the toe tap touchdown, the first touchdown for Cincinnati. Thing of beauty. Drew Sample had 2 catches for 31 yards. And then to put the cherry on top of this crack sandwich is Mike Gesicki, 3 catches, 35 yards, and of course the touchdown for Cincinnati. Jalen Davis had a pick on yours, and Barrett Carter had a pick on yours. And this was embarrassing for the second straight week. And the third quarter has not been kind to the Miami Dolphins. And that comes down to one person. And here we go again. Mike McDaniel. It just seems like the Dolphins are not prepared. No adjustments are made during the half. And the third quarter, I don't know the stats, but if I'm guessing, for the most part of this season, the third quarter, well, especially the last 2 weeks, the Dolphins have been outscored, like 35-0 in the third quarter. It's embarrassing. Now, this loss does not fall on Quinn Ewers. I'm not going to come on here and roast this kid his first start. But it does show that Mike McDaniel, this just looked like the same team with a right-handed quarterback. It really did. Now, I made the joke at the beginning of the video because you would have to think, with all the crap that Tua has taken, that he's the issue, he's the problem. He had to have just went home, sat down on his couch, and laughed his butt off. At the same time, the Tua experience is over. He does need to move on. And honestly, with everything he's went through in Miami, I hope he goes somewhere and lights it up. I really do. Because he has went through nothing but pure crap since he joined this football team. But back to the game. You had the first drive, and it drove me crazy because right off the bat, I'm going, this is the same play calling, which I get it, that it is Mike McDaniel's offense. Of course, it's the same play calling, but it's the same bad play calling. And then we get the second drive. Achane breaks a 46-yard touchdown. Great. I was excited. I love Achane. There was points in this game where Ewers did look a little bit deer in the headlights. Staring down receivers, overthrowing passes. He missed Jalen Waddle, who was wide open for a long pass. But we knew going into this game there was going to be growing pains. But what really bothers me is we're still trying to be cute instead of the drives that we done well, which was the second drive, the third drive, were really nice. The fourth drive. The fourth was a really nice drive. Quinn Ewers was 3 for 3 on that drive, 51 yards. And then you had the Malik Washington 10-yard touchdown run. Aaron Brewer was pivotal on both touchdown runs. The man is an absolute beast. His athletic ability is amazing. He was downfield by the time Achan got there to make another block, and the wide receiver, and I wish I remembered who it was also a wide receiver that had took an angle, and we're done downfield ready to make the play. And then on the Malik Washington run, it was Aaron Brewer, it was Aaron Brewer who had moved out and got the key block on that touchdown. So just a quick shout out to the big boys. Aaron Brewer is playing tremendously. I hope with everything that is holy we can keep him around a while, because he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. And then you had Bailey with the nice inside the 5 punt to kind of end the half. We go into half, I believe it was 17-14 at that point, Cincinnati, and the wheels came off, starting with a horrible call, an absolute horrible call of offensive pass interference on Theo Weiss, who was basically brought off the practice squad to literally just give Quinn Ewers somebody that he was familiar with, because he's only ran with the practice squad guys. And so they brought up, of course, a lot of it also had to do with the fact that Westbrook, if he doesn't play so many snaps, there is a chance we may get like a 4th round pick. It's a weird situation, so they probably shut him down just to try and maybe get that extra pick. But I think a lot of it too was bringing Theo Weiss in to just to have somebody that Quinn Ewers was familiar with. He is doing everything he can not to get out of the way. This was not he did not do anything to block or do anything downfield to get really. The guy just ran into him, and he's he's got his hands in the air. This is a horrible call. And of course there was a swing pass, I can't remember if it was Achan or Wright, but just broke off. And of course you get the offensive PI. Then you have the turnover by Dulcich, and everything fell apart. Now, you can come out and say, well, this loss is on the defense. Well, when the offense scores 28 points off of turnovers, and before everybody comes at me and says, well, we only had 3 turnovers, where did you get 28 points? Because basically the 4th down was also a turnover. It's a turnover on downs, and they got 20. They literally, you got the Dulcich fumble, they get a touchdown. You have the interception by Ewers, which was in coverage. Everybody's saying you couldn't have threw it any better. Probably. I just don't think it was a good decision. And then you also have some people saying, well, it should have been pass interference. I can't go down that rabbit hole because I believe they're too hard on the defenses. So I'm not going to sit here and yell about pass interference. They was even saying it was pass interference on the one he just threw up for grabs to Jalen Waddle. They're both bumping. They're both going at it. I don't have a problem with what the defense done in that situation. I do have a problem with the offensive PI, but I did not like that throw, because you had 4 Bengals sitting there. Now, did the guy get to him a little early? Maybe, but you're talking about milliseconds. And you've got to let the defense has to be able to play. And I get it. If it was Kansas City, they would have definitely called pass interference on both of those, I'm sure. But they get 7 points off of that turnover. Then you have the 4th down and 1. And Quinn Ewers tries a quarterback sneak. We haven't done quarterback sneaks at all. Of course, with Tua, you're not going to do a quarterback sneak. Now all of a sudden he slips a little bit. We turn the ball over. Cincinnati gets a touchdown off of that. Then you have the second Quinn Ewers touchdown. Just the throw up to Waddle, praying that maybe he can make a play on it. And they get a touchdown after that. And the game's over. This is pretty much your game. And the defense, when your defense is having to just get off the field, get back on the field, get off the field, get back on the field. And then you have the touchdown, Jordan Brooks, the touchdown to Chase Brown. The one touchdown that was out in the corner to Chase Brown. Jordan Brooks, well, they even highlighted it on the game, saying Jordan Brooks is yelling, hey, go out and chip him. Go, somebody go with him. Nobody did. And he runs wide open in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch for Burrow. There's a point where the defense, and it's just, the Pittsburgh game was the same way. When you're not getting any production on the offensive side of the ball, it just becomes a point where the defense is like, what are we supposed to do? So here we are. And which we'll look at there was one big, as far as the stats go, of course, total yards. It doesn't look that bad on paper, but let's just face it, Cincinnati rolled us on this game. We had 129 rushing yards to their 105. It was 407 Cincinnati to us 389. Third down, again, on third down, this is where I'm having my issues. The third down calls are just not good. They're just not good. Now, I didn't have... Ollie Gordon got stuffed on 1 3rd and 1. I didn't have a problem with that. It was the right call. Cincinnati just made a great play. Then you have another 3rd and 1. And you pitch it 5 yards out. Now the running back has got to run 7 yards to get 1. I don't get it. I don't understand the quarterback sneak for the 4th down play. This was just ugly. It was, and we'll ride this out. I'm not banging the table saying we got to bring Tua back. The season's over. None of that matters. They're still doing the right thing by playing Quinn Ewers. But the worst defense in the league, and you put up 14 points on them. And everybody's going to come at me with, well, they had to dumb down the offense. And I agree. That is what they had to do for Quinn Ewers, and they will have to do that against Tampa Bay. They will have to do that against New England. But this offense is not working. And the worst of it is, I've said over and over and over again, Mike McDaniel, for some reason, does not make adjustments. And it is really showing these past two games. We had negative 20 yards against Pittsburgh in the third quarter. And today, at least we wasn't in the negative, but we were outscored. I'm pretty sure it was 28-0. It's at least 21-0. They may have got the other one in the fourth quarter. But even if it's 21-0, that falls on Mike McDaniel not having his team ready in the second half. And maybe the team has quit on Mike McDaniel. I thought they quit before and they come out and play hard, which I don't think players quit because they're playing for themselves in the sense of pride and what this game means to them. It doesn't really matter about the coach. But there's also that point of you're sitting out there going, what are we doing? This is embarrassing. So maybe the team has quit on him. This is one of those games where I don't know if it was quit. Are the Dolphins this horrible? Or is Mike McDaniel just been caught up with? And the defenses just no, because the play calling was abysmal as far as I'm concerned. Now, people can come on and say what they want. You know, he don't have the right people. He had the same people that he was lighting it up with. And the defenses just changed. We played the Chargers, and the Chargers exposed everything. Was it the Chargers or the 49ers? It was either the Chargers or the 49ers that exposed everything. And teams have been playing us the same way ever since that. And it's done going on over 2 years now. And Mike McDaniel has made no adjustments whatsoever. So that being said, here we sit. And our worst loss of the season. Maybe the Cleveland game. If you want to go back to the Cleveland game, maybe that was the worst one. This one's pretty bad. Especially when you're a head coach that has come out and said, I'm going with Quinn Ewers because in my offense, he gives us the best chance to win. Who do you blame next? There's only one person left to blame. Anyway, that's my opinion. I will talk to you guys getting ready for Tampa Bay. And we will see where we go from here. It is one game. It was a short week. Maybe Mike McDaniel can get everybody on the same page for Tampa Bay. We'll see. But it has looked bad. And when you're pointing the fingers, and don't get me wrong, Tua has not played good all year. That is not what I'm saying. But this team didn't look good today. And I mean on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, the defense gave up a lot of points today. but the offense put them in a no-win situation. You know, and you're playing Joe Burrow and Chase and Higgins. These guys they are really the modern day 80s, early 90s Dolphins. They've scored 30 and 40 points in games and lost. That's what we went through. And which it's a horrible feeling. It's fun, but at the same time, it's not fun. So we knew that Cincinnati was going to put up points. We had to put up points. But the worst thing that we could do was turn the ball over and give them short fields and then turn around and ask our defense, hey, stop these guys, when the offense is not giving you any help whatsoever. So I don't know what we do. Me, I would like Mike McDaniel gone. I've said that for a while. And I like Mike McDaniel. It's another one of those, I like him, but you are playing with insanity because he absolutely keeps throwing out the same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. Definition of insanity. And that's where we are. Absolute insanity. But I'll be here for the run. So guys, make good decisions out there. Have a great holiday. I will try to get something on the Tampa Bay, a preview on the Tampa Bay and the Dolphins game. But I know a lot of people is going to be eating turkey, filling their belly, and opening gifts during that time. Dolphins don't play again until next Sunday. And we'll get our fill of turkey and ham and dressing and all those nice things. And guys, happy holidays. Make good decisions on these holidays. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the love. And fins up.